Buenas tardes, ¿cómo están? Bienvenidos a las charlas de franquicias. Para los que no me conocen, soy Jelif Adams, soy broker de negocios, soy la directora ejecutiva de la compañía Franchise Connectors y también soy dueña de la franquicia Sunbelt. Hoy día tenemos el gusto de poder traerles a ustedes a Matt Reeves, que es el vicepresidente de Franchise Development de Premium Service Brands. Y hoy día nos vamos a estar enfocando en una marca que se llama ProLift. Muchas veces nuestros clientes nos han pedido franquicias bajo modelo semipasivo. Así que hoy es el día. Hoy les vamos a estar presentando una franquicia que está perfectamente bajo el modelo pasivo. Y espero que a todos les gusten, espero que nos hagan sus preguntas. La entrevista va a ser en inglés. Así que vamos a estar parando para hacer algunas traducciones. Así como muchos de ustedes, yo también estaba en mi país, ahí en Latinoamérica, mal no me iba financieramente, pero estaba buscando un futuro mejor. Obviamente quería un ambiente más amigable para mis hijos, con más seguridad. Siempre me ha fascinado los negocios. Quería vivir en un lugar donde pueda crecer en los negocios y desarrollarme, vivir pacíficamente, con seguridad. Sin tantos problemas que, digamos, pasan en nuestros países, que son una maravilla, preciosos, lindos, pero después, sí, la economía inestable, sí, como muchos de ustedes están experimentando. Entonces, en el año 2000 vine acá a los Estados Unidos, me mudé a Orlando, Florida, con mi sueño americano. Y gracias a Dios, muchas de las cosas que he querido se han podido lograr. Y sobre todo, el sueño más grande mío siempre ha sido poder ayudar a otras personas. Yo poder lograr el éxito acá en los Estados Unidos para así ayudar a otras personas que logren el éxito. Porque si la hice yo, seguramente la pueden hacer muchos de ustedes. Y hoy en día tengo el placer de dirigir una compañía y una franquicia y tener un equipo de profesionales quienes también han emigrado con visas de inversionista. También han visto diferentes marcas de franquicias, han visto negocios a lanzar, digamos, franquicias a lanzar desde cero, han comprado franquicias en reventa, hemos revendido el negocio que compraron, emprendieron otro. Entonces, entienden el mundo de los negocios y las franquicias y sobre todo entienden lo que es emigrar, seguir todos los pasos para poder obtener la visa E2. Y una vez que estén acá en los Estados Unidos con una visa E2, escalar el negocio. Porque para eso está, para que el negocio pueda crecer, para que el negocio pueda escalar, para que pueda proveer esa calidad de vida que ustedes quieren, que es para lo que vinieron acá a los Estados Unidos. Bueno, entonces ahora lo que voy a hacer es le voy a mostrar un poquitito de qué es lo que hace ProLift y después voy a subir a nuestro invitado Matt Reeves. Matt.
Yes, ma'am. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Doing fantastic. Another good day in Texas.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, hold on. There we go. Here we are. Okay, Matt, so please let us tell us a little bit about Premium Service Brands, and then we're going to be talking about ProLift.
Yeah, thank you once again for inviting me here. Glad to be here. And what I'll share with Premium Service Brands, we are a family of brands. ProLift Garage Doors is one of 11 now brands. We've made a couple more acquisitions. Our most recent one, a company called Window Gang, so window cleaning. So it's 11 total brands. We're about to add 3 more over the summertime to have a total of 14. And they all target the same customer, residential homeowners, and also commercial business owners, taking care of their needs through various services.
That's awesome. So, Matt, we had a conversation about this and we worked together. Thank you for that. I really appreciate you. Over the past few years, I got to know you and you do amazing with our clients. So thank you for that.
Yeah.
And clients often, especially our clients who are looking for the E2 visa, they are looking for businesses that could be semi-passive, right? And that's why we chose ProLift today. aside of ProLift, can you mention one or two brands that are also semi-absentee?
Sure. Yeah, we've got a few. So we have ProLift garage doors, as you know. We also have 360 painting. So it is residential and commercial painting. We also have house doctors, which house doctors is handyman jobs, handyman work, small projects around the home and the office. And we also have a new one that we're launching called Kitchen Wise, Closet Wise. So it's taking their kitchen, bathroom, closet, garage, the existing space, maximizing it, showing them how they can make it more functional, make the space more functional, more accessible.
Got you. Okay, so Alex, do you want to translate really quick for us?
Oh yeah. Hey Matt, first of all, how are you doing? Okay, good.
¿Cómo estás?
Okay, muy bien. So, Premium Services actualmente tiene 11 marcas y van a introducir 3 más. Se especializan básicamente en buscar dueños para manejar estos negocios, digamos, desde sus casas, ¿no? Lo que decimos nosotros, servicios residenciales y también comerciales, donde no necesariamente necesitas un espacio en una plaza, una oficina, digamos, donde esto se puede manejar desde tu propia casa.
Sí. Y también este grupo de franquicias está compitiendo mucho en el mercado, son uno de los líderes. I know you know that word, Matt. I say líderes. En home services y están adicionando marcas. Son dueños de la franquicia 360 Painting, que en el pasado también las hemos presentado. Y hoy día nos vamos a enfocar en ProLift. Okay, Matt, please explain to us what ProLift does and how is the industry? How does that work?
Absolutely. So ProLift it's a company that is service repair. It is new installs, basically any type of barrier to entry. So garage doors, overhead doors, powered gates going into gated communities, the arms that come down, the powered arms at parking garages, the airport, any type of barrier to entry, ProLift can sell, service, maintain, take care of, basically replace, new install.
Okay.
So, ¿quiere decir, Alex?
Claro. Bien, para traducirles nada más. Entonces es básicamente servicio a todo tipo de puertas de garage, ya sea residenciales y comerciales también. Gran variedad por todo lo que mencionó, digamos. Creo que abarcaría, digamos, todo tipo de sistemas de izaje, llamémoslo en español.
Sí. So here it's saying why garage door services, and one of the things that we're highlighting here is easy to scale. Can you give us an example, Matt, of how people can easily scale in this business?
Absolutely. So in this semi-absentee model, I'll give you an example. So our chief operating officer that runs all of Premium Service Brands, he is traveling everywhere across the country every week probably 48 weeks out of the year. He's never home. He started a ProLift semi-absentee in the smallest territory in the nation in the state of Virginia. And in 18 months, he now has launched his second territory and he has 7 technicians running full time. And so it just shows you don't need a major market. You can be in smaller markets, different types of markets. As long as you have people, you have an opportunity, and that's a true example of what can be done. The minimal involvement, 10 to 15 hours a week, and what you can grow it into that quickly.
That's awesome. And also low overhead. This is something that people are very interested in because they want less headaches. So how does this business operate? How many employees does a franchisee have when they first launch the business?
Sure. So it's very simple to start. It's one of the simplest and fewest moving parts franchises in America today. So all they need to start is one technician. one overhead door technician. We will help them recruit this technician. We will help them vet, interview, show them what to pay them, the current market going rates. They do not need brick and mortar. They will start with one truck and one technician. We even have a deal with, we just signed a contract with Apple Leasing. Apple Leasing will supply the truck, stock it, wrap it, supply the ladder rack, and deliver it literally to their front door. So they are ready to go day one with a tech and a truck.
Got you.
Ok, déjame traducir aquí. Bien. Entonces, Matt estaba comentando de que el CEO de la compañía comenzó el negocio hace un año y medio aproximadamente y hoy cuenta con 7 empleados y distintos vehículos para operar. El modelo de negocio se puede iniciar con lo mínimo de un empleado y una camioneta. Esa camioneta, ellos tienen un convenio con una empresa que ya la entrega equipada, ploteada, lista en la puerta de tu casa para que puedas empezar a trabajar. Ellos dan toda la asistencia y te acompañan para poder contratar los empleados, entrenarlos, capacitarlos, decirte cuánto tenés que pagarle al empleado y demás.
Right. Matt, do you guys have competition? Are there other franchises doing what you guys do?
No, ma'am. Well, I'll take that back. There's one. There's only one national competitor on a national scale in the U.S. I actually used to work for them, so I know them very well, and we do very well against them. So there's a reason I'm here. But yes, only one. Everybody else is an independent, mom and a pop. Someone that there's very few competitors out there on a national scale. Just that one major one.
Got you. Someone here is asking if they can, as far as the vehicle for the business, can that be pre-owned or does it need to be new? It can be pre-owned.
That's a good question. So they can get a pre-owned. They can get a used one. If they already have a truck, they can use their own vehicle. All we ask is that it be clean and professional in appearance. So they need to have some type of branding, whether it's a full wrap, it's a half wrap, or some really nice magnets, and that it's got the supplies for the technician on the truck.
Got you.
Ok. Bueno, para comentarles aquí, preguntaron si se puede comenzar con una camioneta que ya sea usada y si se puede, en condiciones normalmente, y se puede trabajar.
So that will be beneficial for people who have lower budget or they are choosing to have a lower investment.
Yep.
I want to go back to this presentation. $500 billion industry and growing. How are you guys competing with? I mean, don't companies that do handyman services or general services, do they also do garage? And
No.
are you guys competing with them as well?
No, ma'am, because I'll tell you, you have to know what you're doing when it comes to door repair. So if you think about the doors out there, homes, apartments, condominiums, then on the commercial side, you have self-storage units. You have all the warehouses like Amazon, FedEx, UPS. They all have doors. Those doors have springs that are loaded. There's pressure on those, and those are very dangerous. So that's what keeps the ones that are not certified and like the handyman away from it, is because if you don't know how to remove that spring to replace it, I mean, it has been known to unfortunately kill people. So that's what kind of protects you from just having anybody as a competition.
Got you. And I've noticed that too here in the US, and me too. Every time I need a service, I'd rather call a company that specializes in that service instead of calling a company that do many things, because you can be good at many things, but you can also be good at one thing. And sometimes if you only focus on one or two things, you could do better.
Well, so, and quite honestly, that's why I'm looking at starting one of our brands soon, is because like in ProLift here, no matter who the president is, no matter what the world economy is doing, no matter if there's another pandemic, when the door breaks, it's one of those things where the customer is like, when can you be here? Do you take Visa and MasterCard? So it's a high demand daily service.
Yeah, that is true. Alex. So Alex, actually, for people who don't know Alex, Alex es también business broker de acá en la compañía. So Matt, Alex is also a business broker with the company, if you didn't know. And he
Yeah.
actually owns a property management company. So
I remember, you know, I
a company for this in the past. But Alex, go ahead and ¿puedes traducirnos?
sí, claro. So first, Matt, when you mentioned that, I remember I have an issue here at home with my garage door, and it was really a headache. It was difficult to find someone, and then a handyman tried to fix it, and I learned about the spring. What was the spring? It was like a difficult to understand for us. But then, okay, someone fixed it, but it's not. It's not a common issue. Uh, Ok, entonces para entender este tipo de negocios, Matt comentaba que hay un solo competidor importante a nivel nacional, del cual él trabajó antes y los conoce muy bien, pero bueno, solo uno. Y luego hablábamos el tipo de servicio, qué tan recurrente es este tipo de servicio. Y nos comentaba que, bueno, este tipo de puertas de garage hay en todos lados, por ahí no nos damos cuenta, no solo en todas las casas, sino en los pequeños storage que se ven aquí, todas manejan este tipo de puertas, todos los warehouse, distintos warehouse de tipo comerciales, pequeños, grandes, y justamente hablábamos de estos sprints. Los sprints es un sistema para poder elevar la puerta, que es algo bastante particular, con lo cual la gente tiene que estar bastante capacitada para poder servir y reparar ese tipo de partes, ¿no? De las puertas. Así que no es algo que lo pueda hacer cualquiera. Jalil justo preguntó si un handyman lo podía reparar, y normalmente los handyman no lo hacen, porque también tiene que haber una certificación al medio.
Sí, sí. Y una de las cosas que también mencionó es que aunque haya pandemia o haya recesión económica, se te daña la puerta del garaje y lo tienes que reparar. Y hablando de recurrente, o sea, no sabemos cuántas veces a alguien se le va a dañar la puerta del garaje. A mí me ha pasado varias veces. So, Matt, we were just reinforcing, because one of the things that we recommend to our clients when they are investing in a business, we want them to be successful. So we want to make sure that the business is in a growing industry, which this home services industry is one of the fastest growing and will only continue that. And we also talk about, you know, like recession proof. Yes. We were just talking about that, you know, even if we're in the midst of a recession or COVID is around, your garage door breaks, you got to do it. You got to fix
Absolutely.
it. And also it may happen a few times.
Oh yeah.
A year or maybe, yeah. So
well, and also on the commercial side too. So like all of your warehouses, most warehouses are now going 24 hours a day. So, or 7 days a week. And so when that door breaks in the warehouse, they have to get that fixed too. So you have a high constant demand.
Sí, entonces residencial y comercial. Will you say that which one is higher, or is it even? Is it more residential or more commercial, or pretty even?
We want them to. We want new owners to focus on residential first. Here's why. On a residential job, their technician may be out there 30, 45 minutes. And if they're out there for 45 minutes, average ticket can be anywhere from $700 to $1,000 on $30 in parts, and they're paid immediately. So that is good, quick cash flow for their young business. Once they've got the residential side established, we will help them get into commercial. The reason we caution about commercial on day one is because those jobs are much bigger, but they have to wait on average 90 to 120 days to get payment, because that's how most commercial set up is. You do the job today, you, the owner, have to pay your technicians and for your parts today, but then you're waiting 3 or 4 months for that big check to come in. So we don't want them to get over leveraged too early on commercial, but once they've got the residential established, after a couple months, we can show them how to get into commercial.
Got you. And that is a great idea. I've seen several franchises doing that. So we did talk about home-based, semi-absentee, training. What kind of support do you guys give to the franchisee?
Man, I would put our support up against any other franchise in America. I used to work for the competition, the world's largest franchisor, and I would put our support up against theirs and anybody really out there. Training and support is one of our cornerstones. Our average franchisee has come from another walk of life, whether it's corporate America, it is the military, it is an E2 visa immigrant from another country. Zero industry knowledge or experience. We're looking for people that have the business acumen, that understand business. They don't need to know anything about the door industry. We will teach them what they need to know in the industry. But folks that can come in and follow a model, execute a game plan. This is a people business. It's an executive model. They're not going to be on the truck. We're looking for people that can just simply come in and follow a model, and a proven model. And when we do that, we will provide amazing support. So a new owner, when they come on board, they're going to get 4 weeks of comprehensive training. At the end of 4 weeks, they're going to graduate training, and then they're going to have ongoing daily support and coaching. Every owner is assigned a corporate consultant, someone that's there to support them in the business daily, but then also support their technicians. And then we provide training and ongoing daily support and coaching with that consultant daily in the business. So down the road, after a few months, if the owner wants to take a vacation, wants to take time off, they can, knowing they've got this corporate consultant, this ProLift coach, there to support anybody in their business daily.
Gotcha.
Ok. So, Matt estaba comentando acerca de cuál es el soporte que da la franquicia a los franquiciados y hace especial mención de que él, desde su punto de vista, cree que es una de las franquicias que más soporte da a sus franquiciados, por el hecho de que, proveen 4 semanas de training, y dentro de las cosas que mencionó, lo que más rescato es esto de que tienen hasta un coach. En el caso de que el dueño no esté, pueda asistir también a su compañía. Eso, la verdad que no lo escuché nunca, Jolie. No sé si vos lo has oído antes.
Sí, sí. Bueno. Y mira, algo que mencionó también, que este es un negocio bajo modelo ejecutivo. Obviamente no quiere que el dueño del negocio vaya a hacer la reparación de los garajes, sino que más bien dirija el negocio.
Correcto, que haga el management, correcto.
Entonces, sí. So, Matt, what are open territories? What is the day-to-day of a franchisee here? The franchise owner, what are they doing every day?
Okay, so in the semi-absentee model, they want to budget about 8 to 12, maybe 15 hours a week total. So Monday through Friday, get up in the morning, check our. We have a state-of-the-art, leading-edge CRM, one of the top ones in the world, Service Titan. They'll get on the computer. They will check the current day's appointments, prior day's cash collected, get a snapshot on their computer of the business. Then they will go to work or do whatever they do. At the end of the day, they will call their technicians, get a debrief. How was the day? What happened today? They'll call their ProLift coach and get a debrief. That's Monday through Friday. I call it bookending the day. On Saturday or Sunday, maybe spend a couple hours doing admin work, doing recruiting. We have an internal recruiting system that helps them recruit these applicants and these technicians, administering a questionnaire online, really doing admin and behind the scenes work on the weekends for a couple hours. And then Monday through Friday, it's bookending the day.
Gotcha. What about an owner operator?
Okay. The only real difference is during the day, the owner operator will be doing a lot of networking. So attending the local BNI luncheons, attending the local Chamber of Commerce breakfast with other business owners in the area, attending, locally there are distribution centers where all the doors, that's where all the parts are for the doors. So we recommend, we're going to make introductions to these managers of these facilities. Stop by and get to know them, get to know their team. It's a great way to network and also recruit other technicians. So really being the face of the business. Also, if you have any large jobs going on for the day, then stopping in and getting to know those customers while the technicians are doing the work.
Gotcha.
Ok. So, Matt está explicando los dos modelos, el semi-ausente y el modelo del dueño más presente en el negocio. Y el semi-ausente, comentaba que más o menos son 15 horas semanales, de las cuales de lunes a viernes está más en el control de ver un poco el sistema, el CRM, y luego por las noches estar un poco, por la tarde, cuando termina la jornada, en contacto, digamos, con los técnicos para ver, bueno, la jornada cómo fue, y luego el fin de semana un poco de trabajo administrativo, un par de horas. Y respecto al modelo de dueño operador, es más que operador, no en el sentido de estar manejando un truck, una camioneta, sino que estar más al frente del negocio, haciendo networking, estar presente en las distintas cámaras, más, digamos, tratando de llevar adelante el día a día del negocio. Pero más es networking que otra cosa.
Right. Matt, do people sign memberships for this? Like, can they pay like an annual fee or something? So every time the garage breaks, they come, or no? It's like every time it breaks, they go, they fix it, and they get paid then.
Yeah. So there's a couple of options to create a recurring revenue model. They can sell what are called maintenance plans. So once a quarter, ProLift will come out and we'll check on their door. We'll just, service it, maintain it. Also, one thing I forgot to mention is ProLift now has their own white label motors. So when you go out, let's say a garage door, a motor burns out and needs to be replaced, the customer can buy a ProLift motor. So every day when they open their garage door, they're going to see ProLift. So really cool that we now have our white label products and out there in the market.
Yeah, that's good. And what is that fee that they pay quarterly, for instance?
It really depends. It depends on what plan they choose, how intense they want that plan to be. It's really based on their budget. But the great thing about it is it helps the owner build recurring revenue. But then it also keeps us top of mind out there with that homeowner or that business owner, so they can refer us out to friends, family, and those that are looking for service.
Right. Yeah, that is actually a great idea.
Yep.
Yeah, because they go to the garage and they are going to see ProLift.
That's right. They're going to see it every time they pull their car in or pull their car out. They're going to see ProLift right there.
Right. And then quarterly, somebody from ProLift is going to come to their garage.
Yeah. If they do the quarterly plan, they can do the biannual where they come twice a year. But it's really having that presence out there of checking on their doors. And I'll be honest, most people do not maintain their doors. That's why they break more frequently. And when it breaks, it has to be fixed.
Right.
Bien, ahí Matt estaba explicando de que hay modelos para pagar, hay, como lo mencionaba, Angelique,
recurrentes, para poder crear un stream de revenue recurrente.
Como membresías, ahí está, membresías, no me salía la palabra. Membresías donde puede haber asistencia de la compañía cada 4 meses o 2 veces al año, y en lo cual eso da mayor presencia de la empresa en los clientes actuales y clientes, digamos, posibles futuros de alrededor, o contactos mismos de la gente que ya es cliente. Y también se juega con esto, digamos, de poder hacer marketing con las partes y con el mismo, digamos, portón de la casa.
Sí, porque
con etiquetas y
a
demás.
las partes, sí. A las piezas, por ejemplo, le han puesto por encima la marca de ellos. A pesar que ellos no son los fabricantes, tienen la marca como si fueran ellos los fabricantes. Let's talk about money, because, right? That's the most important thing.
That's right.
Can you tell us about I guess we can first talk about the investment. And investment between $110,000 to $150,000.
That is correct.
In, right? So that should include, do they need to purchase any equipment? So
no,
really. The vehicle, what else do they need to purchase?
I mean, really, they need a vehicle. The equipment to stock the truck's about $1,000. Other than that's really it. We do recommend to have like a 10 by 10 storage unit. They can rent those. It's about $100 a month, $125. They can write that expense off on their taxes too, by the way. But other than that, that's it. It's simple to start. No heavy equipment needed. It is it's probably our simplest with the fewest moving parts brand to start from the get-go. And the great thing about it is it's very common to have calls coming in the call center on day one.
Yeah, that's so you guys do, because when the franchisee is gonna be open for a business, there is a lot of lead generation activities to make sure that the day that the business opens, they do have customers.
Yes, we have an in-house marketing team and we also have marketing partners that are going to build out their website. They're going to manage that for them daily. They're going to build out their social media campaigns so that think of their territory. They can think of their territory as like a light bulb in a room. The day they go live, that turns on and all the social media starts running. And that's why I recommend a lot of times, if they can financially afford it, to invest in a second territory, protect that future growth opportunity, because once they build out that first territory, they'll need a second territory to grow into and expand into. And it's a great way to protect that future investment in that growth.
Right.
Okay. Bien, la inversión va de 110 a 150, 160. Sherif, puede ser. No, yo estoy con el celular y no veo bien el slide.
Sin gafas.
Y le comentaba de que, bueno, ellos tienen un equipo de marketing interno, con lo cual ellos generan leads de manera continua. Y recomendaba también, o lo considera muy importante, aquellos que puedan poder, una vez que tienen un territorio, invertir en otro, con lo cual eso, digamos, es muy bueno, porque los leads que genere, que da, digamos, la franquicia, van de acuerdo al territorio, con lo cual, digamos, hace que sea mucho más escalable o escalable más rápido el negocio en sí mismo.
Y sí, también mencionó que es recomendable que tenga un warehouse, los franquiciados.
Correcto.
Sí. Okay, so what is a territory here? What is the territory size?
So that's a great question. We put a lot of criteria into a territory to qualify. There's about 8 different requirements. One of them is population. Then we want to have a minimum number of single family dwelling units. Then we want to have a minimum household income. And then what we want to do is we want to have a minimum number of commercial properties or commercial businesses. You take those 4 criteria and then we marry it with what's called the Experian Mosaic model. So we're getting a little scientific here, but we invested 6 figures into this state-of-the-art territory mapping software. And what we did is, our most mature brand is a sister brand called 360 Painting. We went back to the year it was founded in 2006, and we extracted all of the data from the top franchisees every year until last year. We pulled out 4 common criteria in what's called the Experian Mosaic model. We married those together so that every territory we have is a qualified known territory. So it's not just, hey, it's 100,000 people in zip codes. There's a lot of science that goes into it.
Got you. Okay. So we said, what was that population? Sorry, again.
Minimum population is going to be about 300,000 minimum to make sure, we want to ensure their success. And so that's why we set so much criteria.
Got you. Okay. So you guys don't do households?
We have single family dwelling units. That's what we consider them, households.
Got you. And also pay attention to the demographics, because does that matter how much income it's in this?
Kind of not really, because if you think about it, everybody's got doors. Doors don't know socioeconomic status, and so it's really having people is a good indicator of a potential territory. Now, we just like to put other criteria to make it even better, because that territory is like a piece of real estate. It will appreciate in value over time, but we want to make sure it's a qualified territory.
Gotcha. And as far as royalties, flat 6%?
That's correct.
Okay, it doesn't matter how much they sell, the royalties stay at 6%.
So it works on an honor system. So what they report electronically in the software is what will be drafted, that percentage. So they'll report, hey, they did, let's say, for example, 100,000 in sales last week, then it would draft 6% the following week.
Got you. Can you explain to us what the marketing fund is? Is that something that they pay to corporate?
Yes. So that goes toward 2% goes to the National Marketing Fund. That is the national marketing campaigns. So on a national level, we have to, or corporate has to maintain a corporate website, which can get very, very expensive. All the corporate marketing campaigns, all the corporate marketing initiatives on the national level across the United States, target regions, target markets, that's where that goes to.
Got you. Margin, focus, operation support, no heavy equipment, overhead, we talk about that.
Jelif,
Dale.
perdí un poquito de conexión recién, como para poder hacer la traducción mientras estaba hablando de los territorios y recién lo que hablabas del flat fee. Más que nada para hacer esa traducción. Pero bueno, por hasta lo que llegué a agarrar, ellos tienen, digamos, un sistema de primera, digamos, con lo cual mixean todo la población, la cantidad de casas, la parte comercial, ¿no? Y de ahí sacan, digamos, los territorios que dan. Pero no sé si me perdí algo más ahí, como para poder explicar.
Dijeron que la población del territorio son 300.000 personas
300.000
como mínimo, y también tienen que ser casas con garajes, obviamente. Tienen que tener single family homes, puede ser los apartamentos porque necesitan tener los garajes. Y en realidad el ingreso económico no importa mucho, porque cuando la puerta se daña no importa si eres rico o pobre, hay que arreglarlo. Claro está, va a tener que depender con qué tipo de puertas son, ¿no? Porque reparar unas puertas más caras obviamente va a costar un poquito más.
Ok, bien.
Y de ahí, ¿qué más hablamos? No, eso es todo. So, Matt, can you tell us about the item 19? What are you guys showing on your item 19?
Yeah, so right now, ProLift Garage Doors is our fastest growing brand in 2022, just right ahead of 360 Painting. So being our fastest growing, we're bringing on and awarding franchises. We're averaging about 6 per month right now. Just brought on 5 more last month. And so with that massive growth, it brought down our average job ticket just a little bit to around $700. So letting them know that the average ticket out there in America, the average garage door repair on the residential side is right around $700. And then it also breaks down average expense like supply line cost, labor. So we help them model it out through a pro forma as they talk to franchisees across the country, and they can dial that in to kind of show them, hey, if I invest this and go start this, here's the opportunity of what I can do if I go out, follow the model, use the systems, tools, technology, and scale my ProLift.
Got you. Are you also showing gross profits in the item 19 or no?
We had a brand new one just come out last week. I don't think gross is, but they will talk to owners. I'll put them with owners that will share theirs. Like our COO, we do what's called a weekly call where he walks them through the semi-absentee model, and he being a franchisee as well, we'll show them what the model looks like, how they can do this from day one. It's a great call, and we cover all those topics.
Got you. Are they showing like gross revenue numbers, like average sales or top sales also?
Yeah, I want to recall, if I recall correctly, like I said, it just came out, so I don't want to muddy it with last year's FTP. I believe first year was around 400,000 to 500,000 in gross sales, so pretty healthy for a first year. And then they're going to talk to owners that were just like them in the process and hear what they did as well.
Got you. Do you guys have owners who have exceeded $1 million in gross revenues?
Oh, yes. Multiple.
Okay. So right now, how many franchisees do you guys have?
Oh, man.
Because I'm sure you guys are adding continuously.
And we're adding about 1.25 every week. So we're up to right around 70. Let's say 70 owner. We just crossed 70 with about 120 locations. like territories sold. Not all of those are open yet, but it's growing at a pretty big clip.
And sorry, Matt, how old is this franchise?
So the franchise itself was founded right around 2008, the last recession in the U.S. Or global recession. We acquired, Premium Service Brands acquired ProLift in 2016. ProLift garage doors used to be an owner-operator model. Like if somebody wanted to go out and work on the truck all day and just do the repairs themselves, they could. We acquired it. We took a couple of years of observing it, and we changed the model. We changed it to an executive model where we don't want an owner on the truck. We want them building a 7-figure plus business, letting the technicians do the work. So 2 years ago, actually now 3 years, right when COVID hit, we established what's called the semi-absentee model, where owners can keep a 9-to-5 or do other things and not have to be active in the day-to-day. When we did that and implemented it in ProLift, it took off. And it's been our fastest growing one since. That and 360.
Okay, thank you, Matt. So, Matt estaba comentando de que son más o menos más de 70 los franquiciados en 100 y algo de territorios, ¿no es cierto, Yari? 120, ¿no? Ok. Que es de las franquicias que ha tenido un crecimiento muy rápido, los últimos 3 años, luego del COVID. Y ellos especialmente han hecho énfasis en este modelo más de management del negocio, hacer no que el dueño esté en la camioneta haciendo las reparaciones, sino que haya un cambio en esto, digamos, y que realmente esté dirigiendo el negocio. Y de ahí que la franquicia o ellos han notado que los números y demás se han elevado un montón. Y anteriormente a esto, Jolie preguntaba sobre si el ítem 19 tiene, digamos, ventas promedio y demás, que sí las hay, que hay varios franquiciados que superan el 1 millón en las ventas. Bueno, digamos, ya tiene una antigüedad con la cual los franquiciados llegan a esos números.
Sí. Bueno, también nos contó que un precio promedio de un servicio de reparación son $700.
Correcto.
Y las ventas promedio $400,000, $500,000 anuales, y que sí, lo que mencionabas, Alex, varios franquiciados sobrepasan el millón.
Sí, y eso que acabas de mencionar, él lo dijo en otro momento, de que cuando inicia un nuevo franquiciado, ellos lo empujan a que comience más del lado residencial, por el cual que genera un cash flow más rápido para aquel que está comenzando, ya que eso se paga en el momento. Y del lado comercial, por el otro lado, ahí debe haber contratos corporativos, por lo cual los pagos salen en 90 días, más o menos 90, 120, dijo. Pero que, bueno, del lado residencial es lo mejor para aquellos que recién comienzan.
Sí. So, Matt, we have a question here. Do you have a minimum wage at the beginning before you start selling jobs?
Minimum wage, as in to pay the technician?
Probably, yeah.
Okay.
Are they, I'm assuming, are they independent contractors or are they W2?
No, most of them. Now, let me say this. The owner can dictate if they want them to be an employee or a contractor. 90% of our owners hire them as a W-2 employee, but pay them a commission, straight commission. Now, in the very first week, they may, float them $500 just as a minimum, just because they're brand new, the business just gets started. But that won't last long. I mean, anybody that knows this industry wants to be 100% commission, because they know they can make a lot more on commission.
And that's good too for the franchisee.
Oh, yeah.
And I guess that's what they would ask you. How much do you pay them an hour, basically?
Oh, man. I mean, your really good technicians I've seen really good technicians clear almost 200,000.
That's good. That is pretty good.
So it's an incentive for them to work harder and to do a great job, because the better service they deliver, the more they're going to make.
Mm-hmm. Got you. What about a manager? So somebody is doing this absentee. Do they need like a general manager or a sales manager, somebody who's going to be doing all the networking or sales? Is that necessary or no?
Not really, because that's the beauty of this model is it starts simple, just one technician, and they're out there doing the work themselves. They don't need a manager. I mean, our own chief operating officer, he's now up to 7 technicians, and he still doesn't have a manager. He says when number 8 comes on, he's going to consider one. But, I mean, he's able to get to that number with no manager.
Right. So the follow-up question is, do the technicians also do sales?
Yeah. I mean, and it's not really that difficult because, we use technology, an iPad. You can pull up the options for the customer right there on a smartphone, an iPad, or a Surface tablet. And the customer, it's kind of like a menu at a restaurant. The customer will tell you what they want. They'll give you a generality of here's what I'm looking for. You pull up the options. We have national contracts with all the national door manufacturers in the United States, and they can pick whatever they like.
Got you. ¿Quieres traducir, Alex?
Sí, claro. Matt estaba comentando recién el tipo de contratación con los empleados. La mayoría son empleados en relación de dependencia, pero a diferencia de un salario, se les paga porcentaje. Pareciera que ganarían menos, pero en realidad no, porque este tipo de industria, los empleados prefieren que se les pague de esa forma porque ganan mucho más. Y aquel que trabaja bien, que hace el trabajo en tiempo informal, realmente se llevan salarios muy importantes. Así que con lo cual se considera muy bueno el tipo de modelo. Y por otro lado, cuando no hay este trabajo, no es un costo para el dueño. Y por otro lado, Jelly preguntó si había managers o no, si era necesario. Y actualmente el CEO de la compañía, que tiene 7 empleados, hasta ahora no llegó a necesitarlo. Quizás con uno más sí lo está pensando por ya la demanda, digamos, para seguir en el modelo semi ausente, ¿no? Pero si no es necesario porque se inicia con un técnico y una camioneta.
Claro. So, Matt, can the franchisee assume that the corporate is going to feed them enough leads? Because if they are not going to have anybody doing sales, right? So the lead, right? So corporate is going to have to generate these leads.
Well, that's where local marketing comes into play. So we recommend owners, new franchisees, invest 10% of sales back into local marketing. You can equate local marketing dollars as like gasoline in the gas tank that makes the engine run. So that's why in the all-in investment that we talked about on a slide before, we have budgeted $5,000 per month the first 3 months to go toward those local marketing initiatives. So that's like their pay-per-click campaigns. That is their Google AdWords online. That is social media advertisements. That's basically being out there in a heavy digital presence in front of that target customer and being easily found online. And then in month 4, that's where we switch to 10% of sales. So in month 4, if they did 20,000 in sales and jobs cash collected, we would like them to allocate 2,000 to go, back into local marketing.
Gotcha. Okay.
Bien, entonces, perdón, Jay, esta parte
es que no
¿Cómo?
es que están... Sí, es que en este modelo de negocio no es necesario en realidad hacer ventas, sino sí tener presencia de mercado, y por eso es que más nos contaba las formas de generar leads, porque no es que alguien va a venir a darte tu presupuesto, tu garaje está dañado, hay que arreglarlo, o no vas a llamar a 5 compañías que te den presupuesto y que sí, tiene sentido. Dale, Alex.
Sí. No, esto que comentaba de que luego de pasar los $20,000 en ventas, te están recomendando en realidad que inviertas algo de publicidad, algo en marketing, para poder atender el mercado local. Las franquicias generalmente, ¿no es cierto?, hacen esto, ¿no? Hay una inversión en marketing general y luego normalmente el franquiciado aporta algo y a veces ese mismo dinero sale del marketing fee, ¿no? para el mercado local.
Right. Resources. Well, we've been talking about this. Resources for the semi-passive owner. You did mention, Matt, about the CRM that you guys have, national account relationships. Mm-hmm. How much of the business that the franchisee gets comes from a national account?
Eventually, they can really benefit from that. Like we talked about in the beginning, we wanted to focus heavy on residential, get that good cash flow going. And then once they've established the residential firmly, we'll show them how to get into regional accounts, national accounts, relationships we have, and help them, bridge that gap to get their foot in the door to build out that sector of their business.
Got you. So you guys offer a dedicated marketing brand manager.
Yes.
Can you build on that?
Yeah.
Is that like in addition to the business coach or? Yeah,
so that's separate. So we have an in-house marketing team. They're going to be assigned a marketing, and I actually had a slide prepared. I had a slide, one sheet where it showed all the marketing team. They're going to have a marketing rep that's going to be assigned to them. That's going to help show them, because every owner, we take their territory and we build them a specific market. It's called a marketing playbook, and it's a marketing plan specifically for their market. So it doesn't mean everybody across the country is going to have the same market, because we understand in, let's say, Miami, one thing may work great for marketing, but in San Antonio, Texas, it may not work the same. So we have a marketing rep at corporate that's assigned to them that helps them build out that specific marketing plan, and then updates them on updates, letting them know, hey, Memorial Day is coming up, this holiday, we're going to run a marketing campaign, builds it out for them and keeps them updated, and then also just helps them manage that.
Gotcha.
Cool. So, Matt estaba comentando de que ellos asignan un representante de marketing por zona para poder atender las necesidades de las distintas zonas. No es lo mismo hacer el comentario de, no sé, Miami que algo en Texas. Los requerimientos son diferentes. Así que ahí justo se especializan mucho para atender el mercado.
Talking about requirements, do they need any special license? Like any permit or any license to repair garages in some states, let's say Florida?
Yes, Florida requires one. They will need one for doors, for all the hurricanes and all the seasons when the storms come through, creates a lot of damage, and it creates a lot of doors needing repaired. So they will need one in that state. They don't need one in like Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Georgia. Most of the other states, they do not.
Got you. And it's not like a general contractor license, right?
It's a specific overhead door one.
Specific, got you.
And answer one question, and this should be get by the owner and also for any employee, right?
Just the owner. The owner's going to need
just the owner?
Yeah, just to operate the business under their license.
Okay. Para traducir, esto, para poder manejar este negocio, no en todos los estados se requiere una licencia, pero por ejemplo en el estado de la Florida sí, y únicamente el dueño es el que le tiene que tener. Normalmente es un curso que se hace ante el estado y te dan la licencia.
Sí. We have a few questions here. Knowing the type of service you offer, would you say this is a better business for areas surrounding big cities? Like bigger houses with more garages?
No, because some of our top franchisees in the country are in smaller markets, rural markets. So no, I mean, that's the great thing about doors is you don't need a vertical market or an urban market or a metro. It's all of them.
Gotcha. Entonces, esto sirve para áreas rurales, para las ciudades grandes, o sea, garaje, donde
para
hay
todo.
Para todo. Do you have a percentage of marketing? Yeah, we did say that, 10%, right?
2%.
Do you guys have approved suppliers for marketing?
Yeah, we have vendor partners, marketing vendor partners. We have a vendor that does their website, that manages their website. We have a vendor partner that does their SEO, search engine optimization. basically does all their digital marketing for them and manages that for them, so they don't have to worry about that.
Got you. Ideal candidate. You did touch base on this. Passionate about the community, business management experience, knows how to follow a playbook, strives for continuing professional, no industry required. Ok. Bueno, como en todas las franquicias, no es necesario que ustedes tengan experiencia teniendo un negocio de reparación de garajes, por ejemplo. Y normalmente el candidato ideal, alguien que le guste ayudar a la gente de su comunidad, que tenga experiencia manejando personal, que sean honestos, que tengan integridad, sí, que sea gratificante para ellos ayudar a otros y que tengan el deseo de ser su propio jefe y que quieran crecer sus negocios.
Correcto.
Okay, Matt. So thank you. Good job with ProLift. And I know that we cannot cover everything in this short period of time. But para los que tengan más preguntas sobre la marca ProLift, escríbanos y nosotros vamos a estar más que contentos de aclarar todo. En este tiempo limitado no podemos cubrir todo, pero espero que la información que estemos dando esté bien. Hold on, Matt, we're going to make a quick pause because I think there are some questions that we didn't answer.
Okay.
We did this. Okay, so there's no heavy equipment, but do you need to purchase a forklift?
No.
For the
I will say,
for
once
the
you
warehouse.
get into heavy commercial, you can lease what's called a scissor lift, but you build that into the price of the estimate and the customer pays that. So depending on how heavy you get into the real heavy commercial, you may, but that's way down the road. That's a well into 7-figure operating business.
Okay. Bueno, para contestar la pregunta, para hacer los trabajos residenciales normalmente no necesita ningún tipo de equipo pesado. Cuando hagan cosas comerciales, sí. How much can you make yearly with just one technician, one employee technician?
I have to be careful here by law.
I know.
What I'll say by this is, on the service and repair side, industry average for one technician in one truck that's just doing service and repair only, about 250 to 275,000 in gross sales.
Okay. Está bueno. Alex, ¿escuchaste esto último?
No lo pude escuchar. No lo pude escuchar.
Está preguntando
perdón.
más o menos cuánto al año se puede hacer con uno y obviamente va a variar mucho, pero en esta industria normalmente es entre 250 a 275 mil.
Perfecto.
Okay, I think, do you need to renew that license? Is that, the license that they get, how often do they need to renew it?
That's a good question. That's really based on the state if they require one. Sometimes it's 5 years, sometimes it's 10 years. Continuing education, it's simple.
Okay, bueno, puede ser 5 años, 10 años y a veces hay que hacer educación continua, pero es bastante simple. Okay, so we're going to show 360.
I chose 360 painting based off of the business models. The training and the support was bar none compared to the other franchises that I looked into. It's great to feel that you have support whenever you need it.
You have a lot of responsibility, which is something I was looking for, but you also have a lot of support from corporate. I've always wanted to be around people that thought of others and weren't self-serving, and any endeavor you get into, you have to have a great administration, and I think that's what was really attractive about the 360 painting brand.
Going into franchising with premium service brands was...
Oh,
I think
we lost it.
we lost the video.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's okay. Matt, can you briefly start telling us how 360 painting works? You did say that these are one of the more mature brands for premium service, and you also mentioned that it's one of the largest brands for you guys.
Yes.
And also semi-absentee.
That's right. Also semi-absentee from day one. It's our most mature brand. It's one of our fastest ramping brands, fastest to break even in profitability. And we have a unique advantage. It's very similar to ProLift, except when it comes to labor and your painters, we have a very close partnership with Sherwin-Williams Paints. Sherwin-Williams, through our partnership and relationship, is the #1 lead source for their painting crews. So they don't have to go out there and say, I hope these crews know how to paint. These are known professional painting crews that are doing the painting for them. So they don't have to worry about that. That's why they can start painting on day one. We've had many owners have calls come in the call center on day one, booking estimates for the next day, and start producing painting jobs in the week one of owning their business.
Gotcha. Now, I thought that 360 painting was more suited for an owner operator. And I was making that assumption because of the sales, right? Because they do have to give an estimate and they have to close a sale. So, and also how often people paint their houses. But so now with the absentee model, what are they doing? Is the franchisee hiring a salesperson?
Yeah, we call that an estimator. Okay. So I live in Waco, Texas. And so I was going to start one here in Waco, a 360, and now I'm going to start a ProLift. But a friend of a friend found out what I was doing and asked me said, hey, can I start the 360? And he did. And he is a pharmaceutical sales rep. So he is busy every day from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. And, we helped him find a key person to run the day-to-day. And his key person is called an estimator. You need one key person to do estimates with customers. You need somebody to pop in and check in on progress, see how the job's going, talk to the customer, and then at the end, do the final walkthrough, collect payment, make sure the customer's happy, and then go on to the next job. So all you need is that one key person, and we will help them find that key person if they don't have anybody in mind.
Gotcha. And that key person is a 1099 or a employee? Do they also get paid commissions? How is that arrangement with that?
Yeah, that's really up to the owner. The owner can do it however they wish. We have some owners that want to have them as a W-2 employee, pay them a base salary, and then a commission that's a percentage of the profit margin on every job. Then we have some that pay them straight commission. We have some that pay them just a straight salary. So it's really depends on what the owner wants to do. We'll show them all the different comp plans.
Got you. So is it, what will be a recommendation for, because if they are going to start as an absentee from the beginning, how will that affect to get to the break-even point or even profitability for the first year? Or do you guys recommend to start as an owner-operator and then switch to a semi-absentee?
It really just depends on the owner. We do it both ways, and it works great both ways. It really depends on their unique situation, and depending on their situation is how we'll help them structure it. We have owners coming in day one, owner in the business. Now it's another executive model. We never want them painting, but then we also have a lot of owners coming in right now that are keeping their 9-to-5 job. They are, still living in another country, doing it semi-absentee, and we help them find a key person, get established. And then once again, they have a 360 painting coach that is out there as a support role for that estimator and those in their business. And they can run it semi-absentee from day one if they want.
Got you. Now, which one needs more marketing, this brand or ProLift?
I mean, they're both about the same because it's the same customer. So our average customer is in front of a TV, a computer, or a phone all day long. And so when they're on that device, we want them to see ProLift, 360 painting, or other sister brands. And so it's the same digital marketing, the same marketing initiatives. We also do print marketing and other initiatives, mailers throughout the year, but it's just having a relevant presence in front of that target customer.
Got you. And what about the item 19 here for if you have it handy?
Yeah, item 19, average franchisee in 2020 in the FDD shows right over 700,000.
Got you.
So 700,000 in gross revenue.
Got you. Now, the more mature franchisees, and especially somebody with 2 territories or more, what are the higher sales that the more successful franchisees have achieved?
3, 4, 5 million in revenue annually.
That's good. And more than 2 territories?
Oh yeah. Most of those operators are in 2+ territories.
2+ territories. Gotcha.
And one thing to note too on 360 Painting, our president of 360 Painting is a franchisee. She owns 2 territories in Illinois.
Gotcha.
That's very good. That's very good.
Yep.
Yeah, having your own president, keep
That's
being a
She's an owner too.
franchisee. Yeah,
She pays royalties, and she has a marketing fund, and she has a marketing rep with her. She has her own coach. So yes.
that's very good. Really. Okay. So here, one question here. What about the margin? Do you have a percentage over the gross sales?
I don't in my 19. What I can say legally to that is,
Yeah.
I will in our exploration process, I will get the candidates with owners out there across the country that will share with them their margins.
Oh, okay, that's
I think
good.
they will like it, but also keep in mind when it comes to margins, it depends. A lot of that depends on where the owner is in the life cycle of the business. Also, it depends on what they're trying to achieve. If an owner is trying to get to $5 million as fast as they can in annual revenue, they're going to be putting more than 10% back into local marketing. So it really depends on what they're trying to achieve. And if they're trying to hyperscale quicker, they're going to put more into local marketing now, take less right now for a larger gain down the road.
Good. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
¿Lo traduces?
Sí, estuvimos hablando como media hora. Bueno, desde un principio, 360 Painting, hablando desde el modelo semi-ausente, Matt nos decía de que es muy importante encontrar una persona clave, la key person. Esta persona es la que haría, por ejemplo, los estimates, los presupuestos, ¿no? Y luego controla, digamos, el progreso del trabajo y la entrega final del trabajo. Con lo cual, nos hablaba de que hay dueños que no están ni siquiera en Estados Unidos. O sea, pueden manejar el negocio completamente fuera, digamos, de Estados Unidos. O en otros estados, ¿no? Y que, bueno, hay digamos, otros dueños que se involucran más y quizás sí cumplen ese rol de la persona clave, ¿no? Eso por un lado. Después hablábamos de las ventas. Hay franchisees que superan los 4 millones, 5 millones de dólares al año, teniendo más de 2 territorios.
Sí.
No sé si mencionó lo de un promedio de venta.
700.000.
700.000, ok.
700.000 en facturación promedio, y si tienen más de 2 territorios, hay franquiciados que tienen 3, 4, 5. Sí.
Perfecto.
What about the investment amount here?
Almost the same, identical to ProLift. The only difference is it's a little bit cheaper to start just because you don't need a truck. If that estimator has their own vehicle, they can use their own vehicle, and the owner can just pay mileage or fuel or gas. So they don't even need a vehicle.
Right.
Okay. La inversión ronda, digamos, los mismos valores que ProLift, un poco menos todavía, porque no hay que invertir en equipo ni solo la camioneta.
Right. So, Matt, we've been talking about mostly like the great things and the positive things. What about challenges? What challenge do franchisees have for each brand, for ProLift and also for 360?
Challenges is just managing the business in the sense of you've got to be structured. You've got to be diligent. In training, we recommend set your week up a certain way, set your day up a certain way. You have to be disciplined to do that. You can't go by a whole week and not do anything with the business and then show up to your weekly call with your coach and think it's all going to be okay. I mean, they're going to ask you questions. The coach is that kind of accountability piece. And so you've got to be diligent into following the model, continuing to follow it, and doing all the little things. Like, for example, recruiting. You can't just stop recruiting. Keep your job ads running. Even if you're not hiring, keep the job ads running to keep building that funnel of applicants in our recruiting portal that we provide. Because if you don't, then you can be caught, let's say hamstrung to where you need somebody and you don't have somebody in the pipeline ready to go. So it's just it's staying on top of it because it gets busy, and as you scale the business, you have more moving parts. But if you follow the model, you'll be okay. It's when people stop doing the little things we teach that they can find a pothole.
Right.
Okay. So, the challenge o los desafíos es básicamente seguir el modelo de negocio y seguir esas pequeñas cosas que enseñan que, bueno, comúnmente los franquiciados, digamos, por ahí dejan de atenderlas, por alguna u otra razón dejan de prestarle atención. Y comentaba esto de que el coach, o sea, sigue de cerca estas cuestiones. Hay un seguimiento semanal, con lo cual presentarte a la reunión sin tener digamos, información de lo que fue ocurriendo en la semana, digamos, no es positivo, te lo hacen ver, con lo cual te empujan a que sigas hacia adelante, que no duermas. Entonces, eso es importante, ¿no? Te mantienen motivado y en el movimiento.
Sí, usó ahí la palabra disciplinado también.
Exacto, sí.
Matt, question, how much is the average ticket for 360?
Right now on the residential side, it's running about $5,000.
Okay.
$5,000 and about $23,000 on commercial.
Un trabajo promedio, 5,000 residencial y 20,000 para comercial. Okay, Matt, we don't wanna keep you here all night. So thank you so much for joining us.
Absolutely. No, I appreciate you inviting me.
Yeah. What type of training do you guys provide?
So for our owners, we have 4 weeks of comprehensive training. We have 3 weeks from home, self-paced and virtual live sessions. And then we also have the last week of training is in person at our national headquarters in Virginia. Now, if they're in another country and they cannot come in, for training, we have a way to use video and live simulcast. So if they needed to be remote all 4 weeks, we can work with that.
Gotcha. Okay, Matt, I think we're gonna let you go. More questions are coming up. License for commercial painting you do in certain states, like in Florida.
Florida actually just repealed it. So there were 4 counties that required it, and the state just overturned it. The only states you have to really worry about for a license in painting is California, Washington State, Maryland. Not Maryland, New York. And then now Virginia has, and it's more just taking a test and paying the fee.
It's paying something, right?
That's exactly right. Don't get me started. Yes, it is.
Right.
Okay.
That's awesome. So Florida does no longer require a general contractor license.
Well, you don't need general contractor. General contractor is for any jobs over $50,000. So the kind of the workaround around that everybody in the industry does is they just break their invoices up to like 20,000, 20,000, 20,000 until you're doing these massive jobs. On the residential side, you don't need that. There were 4 counties that required a county license. And once again, it was just about a fee. You had to pay the fee. But the state of Florida, I just read a piece last week, is they've overturned those 4 counties. And now the counties are fighting it. But it looks like the state's going to win. So thankfully, you don't need one.
That's good. That's good. Lead paint certificate.
Yes. So lead paint, we recommend getting your certification for lead paint because lead paint is very, very profitable. You can make a lot of money in lead paint. You have to study for it. You have to take a test. And once you get your lead certification, it takes about a month to obtain. But once you're qualified, only about 2% of the painting companies out there have lead certification qualification, like qualified to service it. And basically, if you're lead certified as a painting company, you can write your own ticket.
That's awesome. That's a good tip to go after that business. Yeah. Right. Okay, Matt. Well, thank you so much. We'll be in touch.
Thank you, Matt. It was a pleasure to meet you.
Yeah. Thank you for letting me come on here.
Quédate un ratito para culminar unas cosas que no tradujimos.
Seguro.
Bye, Matt. Take care.
Bye.
Thank you, Matt.
Bueno, Alex, las últimas partes que no tradujimos fueron el training, que nos contó que son 4 semanas, 1 semana en persona en Charlottesville y 3 semanas
Exacto.
en línea.
Sí, y que también habló de que si por alguna razón el dueño está fuera del país o no puede estar presente en esa semana, que sería en Virginia, ahí ellos proveen también de video o de alguna forma en que el training se pueda culminar y pueda comenzar a trabajar. La verdad que muy, muy interesante eso también.
Sí,
Yo
sí.
estaba como en este tipo de modelos de franquicias de pintura, como que el semi-ausente lo tenía medio corrido, digamos. La verdad que me pareció muy interesante para
Sí.
poder, aquellas personas que no están pudiendo operarlo, ¿no es cierto? Que están buscando algo para manejar a distancia. La verdad que es muy bueno.
Sí. Yo estoy emocionada de poder ver los resultados, porque en el pasado esta marca lo que hacía, como muchas otras marcas, que es sé dueño operador, escálalo y recién ponte a semiausente. Ahora ellos lo que están diciendo es que están empujando mucho el semiausente, pero han desarrollado tecnologías que están haciéndole la vida al franquiciado más fácil. Pero bueno, veremos los resultados. Ahora
Claro.
recién salió un FDD, todos los años sale un nuevo FDD, así que el próximo año veremos en realidad si eso funciona, porque eso es lo que pasa en el mundo de las franquicias. Las franquicias hacen cambios, pero no sabemos si va a resultar o no va a resultar. Y
bueno, pero lo que sí sabemos que el modelo 360 Painting es un modelo reprobado y muy bueno. O sea, todas las personas que han comprado a través de franchise esta franquicia les ha ido muy bien.
sí. Sí,
Por supuesto que no, que es el mérito es del franquiciado, ¿no es cierto? Que se carga la mochila y se pone a trabajar, cumple con el manual de operaciones que le dan, todo lo que tiene que hacer lo hace. Pero bueno, por supuesto, la franquicia es el modelo también a seguir ya, digamos, es bueno. La verdad que muy interesante.
Sí, ponte una de las cosas que ahí estaba en los slides y no tuvimos tiempo de charlar, es que como ellos tienen hoy en día 11 marcas y en el futuro van a tener 14 y todas están en el mismo rubro, se autorrefieren. Y tenemos
Claro.
igual los otros grupos de franquicias que también tienen servicios residenciales y comerciales, funcionan de la misma manera, estratégicamente para así poder autorreferirse. Y ponte una de las cosas que tampoco tuvimos chances. Por ejemplo, franquicias de pintura, nosotros hemos visto en el network que hay muchísimas. Hay mucha competencia en cuanto a franquicias de pinturas. Franquicias que hagan puertas de garaje no hay mucha competencia. Por ahí.
No, la verdad que no.
Sí.
Esa es una muy buena oportunidad, la verdad que sí.
Sí,
Lo que vos decías, esto de autorreferenciarse a las mismas marcas, a las marcas, digamos, dentro de Premium Service, eso es algo que me pareció, digamos, muy, muy, muy interesante y desde el punto de vista en las conferencias que hemos tenido, muchas de las personas que mismos son dueños de franquicias, son dueños de varias marcas por ejemplo, Premium Service. Y
claro.
ellos mismos generan, digamos, que los clientes tomen todos los servicios. O sea, le vendes un servicio y luego le vendes 2 o 3 más de acuerdo a los que hayas comprado. Es un modelo que muchos siguen ese también. Es muy interesante.
O sea, pueden escalar bajo la misma marca y también pueden escalar bajo marcas hermanas. Entonces, la recomendación que siempre le damos es no todo es para todos y no todas las marcas les va bien en todos los mercados. Por ejemplo, estas 2 marcas de las que hablamos hoy en día tienen más chance de ser exitosas en ciertas áreas, pero no en todo. Porque hay áreas, como entenderán, donde no solamente hay muchas franquicias que hacen servicio de pintura, pero también tienen los mom and pops, los negocios particulares. Entonces, una de las cosas que valdría la pena considerar es eso, cuánta competencia te quieres bancar, ¿no es cierto? Porque no, lo que se ve es eso, y también lo de la recurrencia. Por ejemplo, hablando de los garajes, el garaje se puede dañar 4 veces al año más. La casa la vas a pintar 4 veces al año, no sabemos.
Claro.
¿Y en qué parte de Florida quieren hacer negocios? Esta marca, qué lindo, están haciendo mucho parapente. El clima hoy día se ha prestado para mucho parapente. Y bueno, entonces está eso. Entonces la recomendación que nosotros le damos, y seguramente acá Alex también va a dar eco, es tener una charla con ustedes. ¿Quieren un negocio que les va a dar ingresos recurrentes? ¿Quieren un negocio con mucha competencia, con poco competencia? ¿Ustedes qué rol van a tener en el negocio? Y acuérdense que todas las franquicias tienen competencia. Entonces, a la hora que ustedes evalúen una marca, evalúen la competencia directa y la otra competencia. Y en eso les ayudamos nosotros. Por ejemplo, hoy día en este vivo no le pudimos preguntar ahí a Mark, cuéntanos de Five Star Painting o cuéntanos de Fresh Coat Painting. Obviamente no nos va a querer dar números de la competencia, pero nosotros sí. Nosotros tenemos acceso a los números de la competencia. Así como acá pudimos ver cuántos son las regalías, el monto de inversión de estas franquicias que hablamos, podemos ver de otras. Entonces, esa es mi recomendación. Tengan una charla con Alex, o una charla conmigo, o una charla con alguien de nuestro equipo, y más o menos cuéntenos qué industrias, qué modelo de negocio les interesa, y nosotros les vamos a presentar marcas que de repente ustedes no las sabían. De hecho, es una de las cosas que nos dicen nuestros clientes. O sea, llegué a comprar esta franquicia y nunca me había imaginado que esa franquicia existía, y tampoco no sabían que tenían el business coach, el acceso, o sea, todas las cosas que normalmente en el proceso de compra se los dicen que van a obtener, pero cuando los obtienen, ahí es donde dicen, bueno, es cierto, o sea, es mucho el acompañamiento, el soporte que les dan las franquicias.
Sí, por eso, bueno, es importante en lo que decir, destaco esto. Por ejemplo, una persona que esté interesada y dice, ok, me gustaría una franquicia de pintura, tener, digamos, avanzar en el proceso con más de 2 o 3 marcas y poder evaluarlas en paralelo. Se puede avanzar bastante y luego definir. Verlo, digamos, como quien diría, cara a cara, digamos.
Sí. Y cuanto a los números, por ejemplo, ahí le hicimos pregunta, nos dio números en general, pero los que le van a dar los mejores números o los números van a ser los franquiciados. Ellos le pueden contar cuánto venden, cuánto ellos están neteando, les van a dar datos de ellos mismos, de lo que está pasando en su franquicia individual. Y los mercados varían, obviamente. Y una de las cosas que nosotros en la compañía prestamos mucha atención es el territorio, porque se pueden comprar una buena marca en un mal territorio y van a fracasar. O al revés, también. Así que,
Exacto.
Bueno, Alex, yo creo, no sé si hay algo que toque resaltar acá o ya podemos culminar.
Yo creo que la verdad que estuvo muy interesante la de ProLift. Yo sí a la audiencia le pido disculpas por la traducción, no soy profesional en esto y bueno, es difícil a veces, ¿no? Retener en inglés, pasarlo al español, bueno, nada, va a ir mejorando, probablemente va a ir mejorando.
Sí, porque tenemos estas charlas de franquicia, las tenemos el primer y el tercer martes de cada mes. Así Perfecto. Que de acá seguramente en julio Alex va a ser un pro traduciendo. Siempre hay cosas que no se pueden traducir. Aparte es lindo que la gente entienda el inglés. Yo le recomiendo a la gente que cuando lo escuchen traten de entenderlo en inglés. O sea, no estén entendiendo la traducción, sino traten de leerlo.
Igual, bueno, de todas maneras, cualquier cosita siempre disponible. Si hay alguna duda o algo, nos escriben o lo que sea y con gusto aclaramos lo que haga falta.
Sí. Acá tenemos las redes. Chicos, síganos en las redes. Ahí está el correo electrónico para cualquier pregunta. Bueno, Alex, te agradezco mucho. Ahí nos estaremos viendo. Gracias a todos. Se hizo un poquito largo. Bueno, así es la traducción. Ojalá que en el futuro tengamos solamente en inglés. A ver. Gracias. Abrazotes a todos. Cuídense.
Chao, hasta luego.
Chao.